All right, what's going on, party people? Thank you for tuning in for another episode of Pop Talk. This is your man, Professor Nims. I'm signing on with the Casual Rand,
What up, though?
Boston Jared,
Peace.
and Coach Dave.
What up? What up? What up?
And we are the pundits of pugilism. And before we jump into any of this content, we want to make sure that you like and subscribe, help us push those numbers up, change that algorithm to make sure that this content is put before you. So with that said, we've got a few good segments to kind of talk about. One is that we wanted to start off with the latest segment, which is it's a news story about some non-news. But we will talk about it though. So this is the failed negotiations between Javonte Tank Davis and Shakur Stevenson. So there was some rumors that they had agreed to a fight on November the 23rd. This was, to me, when you think about the skill level and everything else considered, maybe the top fight of the year. That's just me and you got two undefeated lightweight fighters with contrasting boxing styles, personality, bit of a following more for Tank Davis. And it was something that maybe why a lot of the kind of pundits, jump out ahead was something that we were hoping and wishing for. But at this time, it seems like that is not the case. Shakur Stevenson at around 2:23 today sent out a message on X and said that this news is fake, or this is fake news, or however you want to put it. And then Tank just simply posted a cap icon essentially saying that this is not true. And we've recently just found out that Shakur Stevenson has verbally agreed to a fight with Zepeda. So let's kind of first talk about why we think that this fight kind of fell apart, at this point. So we'll start with Boston Jared. What happened here? What's going on?
Look, I'm just going off of what the boxing scene article is saying, and Lance, based on Lance Pugmire's reporting, Shakur, who is a free agent now, and his team were queried to gauge his interest, where they were asked if he was interested in making a fight with Tank Davis. Apparently, his team is his co-manager, this guy Josh Dubin, I think his name is, and Jay Prince. They both responded to the PBC representatives that yes, they were interested, and apparently they never heard back. That's according to Lance Pugmire's reporting as of 10 minutes to 4 Eastern Standard Time on Tuesday, July the 30th. That's what's being reported. So if that's what's being reported, that's really all we can go off of. Now, if I want to put my tinfoil hat on here and play the X-Files music, if we had some X-Files sound bites, I would say that these guys decided that at the very least, Shakur Stevenson needed a more fan-friendly type of performance going into a potential build-up with Tank Davis. I think that a fight with William Zepeda stylistically is going to favor Shakur Stevenson a lot more than the last two guys did, a lot more than De Los Santos, a lot more than Artem Hartuni. I think Zepeda is going to come forward and give Shakur Stevenson all the counter-punching opportunities he needs to look good. I think that Tank Davis is going to line up the winner of the Rayo Valenzuela-Isaac Cruz fight. I think you'll see both of those guys fight Mexicans here in the fall. And if they both win, we will see a Tank Davis versus Shakur Stevenson fight potentially in the winter. Now, the only monkey wrench with all that, and as I was saying that, I realized that Isaac Cruz, and me and Randy were talking about this in the pre-pro, Isaac Cruz is a 140-pounder now. So I wonder where that leaves Tank. I don't think Isaac Cruz would turn down a Tank payday. but I don't know if Tank wants to go up to 140 and meet him there. I just don't know. But I do know that Shakur Stevenson needs a better performance than he has had against De Los Santos and against Hartunian going into a Tank fight. That'll help be better. It'll help him build the fight more.
So I mean, just for clarification, so let me understand. So you're saying that Tank is essentially going to pivot to Isaac Cruz at this point?
Well, I thought so, and then I realized that Isaac Cruz was a 140-pounder.
But he's also
But
fighting this weekend too.
well, he is fighting this weekend, right? So the winner of Valenzuela and Isaac could be a potential opponent for Tank in the late fall, early winter, around the same time that Shakur Stevenson is supposed to be fighting here late fall, and then the two of them, if they're both victorious, they meet up in the late winter or early spring. But again, like I said, Isaac is a 140-pounder, so I don't know. I don't know if that works. I don't know if that'll work out. It could.
I mean, Tank's fought at
But I'm not
140
sure.
before. I mean,
Maybe Lomachenko finds his fucking testicles wherever those went missing, and we get Tank Loma again. We get Tank Loma back on for the fall, and then we get Shakur and the winner of Shakur Zapata. Maybe that's what's gonna end up happening. Maybe we're right back to Tank versus Loma in the fall. Maybe.
Coach Day, go ahead. Give us your thoughts on this non-fight that.
I like what Boston said. What's my man's who is it Jose? What's his first name? Is it Jose? Jesus?
What are you talking about?
Zapata.
Williams
Zapata, yeah.
Williams Zapata. Yeah. So,
Jesus.
I'm sorry, my mind. I mean, I'm thinking about the other fighter named Jose Zapata. My bad.
Yeah.
So,
there's plenty of Zapatas out there. Yeah.
So man, I think, but honestly, man, I don't know if I have really any amplifying remarks to say, about the approach that Shakur Stevenson's camp might have been taking, man, to add what Boston said. All I know is this, man, and then I'll be short with this one, brother. Whether he knocks this guy out or not, right? Which we know he's not. Shakur needs an aggressive showing. I mean, I don't care if you screaming loud with every punch you throwing, man. He needs an aggressive, busy showing this fight. Otherwise, brother, look, man, he might win, and and even Crawford can say what he want to say. Hey, look, man, the name of the game, hit, don't get hit, do what you got to do. But he's never gonna get that pay-per-view. I'm spending my last dime, my rent money to see this kid fight type of stuff, man. So no amplifying marks other than just, bro, it has to be an aggressive showing. Whether he was, knocks this guy out or not, but it just has to be like, I'm coming at it. That's just my 2 cents on it, man. And another thing too, yeah, a little warm up or something, a twist, before you get to Tank. Absolutely.
So the Catamaran, we had we were making some we're thinking of making some flight arrangements and all that to go out and see this fight November the 23rd. And I was like, we got to kind of pump the brakes a little bit.
That's why I hate.
For me, I wasn't surprised that the fight didn't come to fruition. It is really because of Shakur Stevenson. But tell us why you thought that we would actually see this fight at this time.
I mean, it just made sense. It made perfect sense. You know what I'm saying? Point. This is the second time. If it's Shakur fault, then this will be the second time that this dude pretty much shot his own self in the foot. The first one was Haney. You know what I'm saying? Even if he was the B-side getting the 10% or whatever the fucking thing, he had a chance to be a unified champion and then dictate from here on out. So he backed out of that, fucked himself out of money. and this will be the second time. $6 million is like the biggest payday he ever had, supposedly. I don't know if it was on the table or not, but from the rumors, it was like a $6 million offer. So I think if it was Shakur who backed out, I think differently than what Boston is saying. I think this might change the whole dynamic. You know what I'm saying? First, think about it. Loma backed out, and now Shakur backed out. I think that Isak is back on the table. Now let's play this out. If he fight Isak and beat Isak, so now he has the 140 belt. Who else is there that's talking shit? That'll be a big money fight. You got Devin Haney. That Tank can bust up, and you know what I'm saying? That'll be a big money fight. And then you got Teofimo Lopez. All of those are gettable. If you can't get the fight at 135, and man, Tank already said he only got like 3 more fights, and then he's gonna retire per se. Now if he stay at 135, now he gotta fight somebody this year for a tune-up, and then maybe Loma Camp already said that they not doing nothing until 25. So now you're sitting. Now you got to do a tune-up this year just to keep you active, and then maybe you get Shakur or maybe you get Loma next year. If they back out again, then where are you sitting? I say they already been talking about a rematch with Isak. Take the Isak, beat Isak, and then fucking work the 140. And then fuck them at 135 for not wanting to fight. And then Shakur is going to be forever in the doldrums because there's nothing he can do at 135 that will make him the man in boxing.
Well, unless he like dominates Loma at 135.
Right.
But you see, Loma's already ducking. Loma fight one more time and then hang up and go to retirement. Loma's prestige is still intact. He'd be like, I'm retired. And then what Shakur going to do then?
I'm just saying that
he could become unified at 135, and he still ain't going to get no respect, and he still ain't going to get no pay-per-view fights.
Well, I mean, I was just saying that. No, go ahead, Boston.
Being a 3-division champ, unified 2 divisions is nothing to sneeze at. But I get you. But yes, you are right. If those fights elude him, yeah, I think that's true.
So you're gonna do pay-per-view for a Shakur Stevenson, Dennis Berinchik?
No, Randy, I was agreeing with you. I was saying that yes, if those fights elude him, there's nothing left at 135.
Shakur, whoever manages Shakur need to just say, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing.
It's Jay Prince. It's supposed to be.
You better be careful. He gonna come after you. That's Jay Prince. You already saw what happened there. Cameron and Mace.
You know what I'm saying? Whoever manages Secure.
No, say the name. We already told you who manages.
It's Jay Prince.
We just told you who manages.
But whoever manages like Shakur's,
just say Jay Prince. Don't be like whoever it is. Or say Jay Prince.
Career has been piss poor managed.
That's on you.
I don't know if the data really supports that, but you're entitled to your opinion, I guess.
He just passed on 2 of the biggest fights in his career.
But Randy, to be clear, that's not what's being reported. What's being reported is that he never got a call.
All right, well, the second one, he did pass on Haney, correct?
He did. I think that was a poor decision.
And then if it comes to fruition that he passed up on Tank, then you're gonna come back on here and say, Randy, you're right.
No, I'm not, because the Tank fight is gonna be there. I don't think Tank is going to ever really truly dabble at 140. And even if he does go up to 140, there's nothing stopping Shakur from going right up there to just chase him down at 140. That Tank fight's going to be there. Tank's running out of guys to fight. I mean, if you look at this ranking, if you look at these rankings here, you've got Zepeda, who apparently he's going to fight. You've got Raymond Murataya, and the rest of these motherfuckers down here at 135, I don't know if they're going to want to put Tank. You got Floyd Schofield, Keyshawn Davis, Edwin De Los Santos, Andy Cruz. This shit's going to get real hot for Tank Davis if he don't take that Shakur fight. I don't know. You're better off fighting Shakur, and then you are fighting some of these other cats, man, because these other guys are very, very high risk, very low reward, in my opinion.
Like I said, he already said he got a number of fights left.
Who said what?
So if he doesn't fight Shakur, if Shakur don't want it now, then I don't think Shakur ever gonna get it, man.
Who's he gonna fight?
I'll do him like Earl Spence did Keith Thurman. I'm like, fuck you. I offered it to you. You ain't want it then. You don't want it now.
Who's he gonna fight?
Like I said, go up to 140 and fight Devin Haney.
Why would he? Okay.
He already said that his whole camp already said he wanted Isak Cruz.
Devin Haney's not even a real belt holder anymore. He's a champion in recess now. Sandor Martin get ready to fight for his belt. So Devin Haney is not even.
But at this point, it ain't about the belt. It's about the name, right? So Devin Haney Tank will sell way more than Tank Sandor Martin.
Yes,
if you only got 3 or 4 fights left, you know what I'm saying? At this part, you fight for legacy. I mean, with the, you know what I'm saying, or the loot. You know, the biggest fights.
Yeah, I don't know that. I think a Teofimo fight is probably bigger for him than a Devin Haney fight is, to be honest with you. But
true, but you can sell a Haney fight because they've been in the same weight divisions and then like going up. You know what I'm saying? Talking shit.
That's true. Devin Haney probably weighs 180 pounds right now. Have you seen pictures of this kid?
He probably does. He probably does.
What would you say, Cam? You was trying to say something?
Come on, man. Tank has plenty of options. He is considered one. He might not be the face of boxing. He's considered one of the people who represents the face of boxing at the time. He is the only one that is an actual, besides Ryan Garcia, but he's the only actual champion who can do pay-per-view numbers out there. Devin Haney's not doing pay-per-view numbers. Shakur Stevens is not doing pay-per-view numbers. Teofimo Lopez is not doing it. Lomachenko is not doing it. So
what are his options?
All those people I just named: Teofimo, Lomachenko, Devin Haney.
Lomachenko backed out.
Isak Cruz.
Lomachenko's backed out, and
what I'm saying, it's not his fault if nobody wants to fight him. Y'all acting like he has no option and stuff. Like he has options. These people just don't want to fight him.
Well, they don't want to fight him. They can't be options.
That's what I'm trying to say. You're trying to prove a negative.
They can't be options.
No,
you're going to have to fight Shakur. That's the point.
What you're saying is that options are viable candidates. That means that people who, if you get into the ring with them, that people see that as a legitimate fight. It does enough for your legacy, and it's going to provide enough for your loot. Those are your options. If people do not decide to take those options, that's not his fault. You're acting like because he's the boogeyman in his weight division, so it's that he's. But that's his thing. At some point, they're going to be put into a corner, and they're going to have to fight him. And trust me,
we're talking about Tank or Shakur.
You know, I'm not talking about Shakur. I'm talking about Tank. Ain't nobody talking about no Shakur Stevenson or whatnot. But okay. The thing I'm talking about somebody who is a viable, and they know that if you fight him, you are going to get your biggest payday. You're going to be on pay-per-view. You're going to get pay-per-view points out there. This is the guy who, like, he's the only person besides Ryan Garcia that actually in his lower weight class that brings out stars and stuff to his fight. If y'all don't want to fight the best out there, what are you doing? Why are you out here? And trust me, Isak Cruz will fight this guy. If Devin
that's what I was going to ask you. Okay.
If Devin Haney doesn't want to fight him, bump him, you know what I'm saying? Move up and move out. If Lomachenko doesn't want to fight him, you need to retire. If Shakur Stevenson doesn't want to fight him or whatnot, then we need to boycott them because, like, what's the point of having these so-called, kings of this weight division, and then they're, like, running away from this guy like he's, Genghis Khan or something. Like, come on.
Yeah, I say beat Isak and then go up for Haney and put a weight limit in
I think Lopez will fight him. I think Teofimo will fight him at 140.
I think Teofimo, but
we haven't heard more about that fight. Honestly, that fight Floyd brought that fight up 18 months ago, and it just came in wet. I'm very surprised that a guy like Teofimo is consistently calling out Terrence Crawford for whatever reason, and
Exactly. I don't know
Aaron,
what that's about.
not Darren Tank
That
to
is
come up
bad.
to 140. That shit is crazy to me, but that's consistent with that camp because that camp is a crazy that's a crazy ass camp right there. So there you go.
All right. I think we're gonna close in at this segment. Coach Dave, you've been a little reticent. Then any comments on your boy Tank Davis? You would have, you're one of his biggest advocates and whatnot. What do you think his options lay at this point?
Well, I'll be honest with you, man. I do like the Teofimo stuff, and I don't necessarily really want to see him fight Isaac Cruz again. And the only thing that makes me want to see him fight Isaac Cruz again is so y'all can really see him lump this dude up with both hands instead of fighting the man with one hand. Because some people still think that Tank didn't do really what he wanted to do or need to do in that fight.
I'm definitely one of them. I watched that fight.
I mean, guys, his hand got hurt during the fight. It wasn't like his hand was hurt before the fight. His hand got hurt during the fight. His hand could very easily get hurt again in the next fight. Look,
well, all I'm saying is Lopez would be great to see. And the only reason why I want him to fight Cruz again so he can beat the brakes off of this chump. and then just can shut some of the pundits up. That's all I'm saying. That's all I got for you.
I wouldn't mind that at all, but I'm definitely one of those. I watched that fight, and I think one of the things about Isaac Cruz is I think his defense is a little bit better than people realize or whatnot. Like Tank, like Tank's
that broken hand. Tank's broken hand agrees with you.
Yeah, like those were getting caught by his defense and whatnot. He has this kind of shell defense. He brings his elbows in, and those uppercuts, like they were like looking good because Tank is so his quick twitch, type of thing. But when we went to the replays, like Isaac was catching those punches and whatnot. So I would love to see it too. I think there's a little bit in the air, and I noticed Tank hasn't really saying his name. And the thing about Isaac Cruz, he's legitimately turned into a Mexican boxing star. This guy is
man.
Low key, right? He's got a little cult following, doesn't he?
He has a cult following. When he is in Vegas,
props, no doubt. He ain't beating Tank.
All right. And on that note, we'll go ahead and we'll end this segment right here.
Like and subscribe.
Pop Talk.